In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, let's take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al, and I'm your DM today. With me are Daria, Laura, Sophie, Susan, and Yvonne. Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Poland and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Zenis.
Laura?
Hello, I'm Laura. I'm from Germany and I'm playing Byleth, a dragonborn wizard.
Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Wales and I play a human wizard named Charlotte.
Susan?
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm from America and I play a half-elven bard named Moxie.
And Yvonne?
Hi, my name is Yvonne. I'm from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Amazing. All right. So, who would like to give us the recap?
I will. So we're in the library in the Hall of Future, to be exact, and we see some companions or, some people being also there, like Frimfraxi, Glubiger, and Taro War from our past adventures, but we also see a wizard-like looking man and 3 other people and like 1 fiendish looking man. The wizard seems very animated. And then Conan also comes to us, and he's in the form of an old man. He lost a bit of its shape. And he goes up to Cracker. She told him about the arm wrestling they did in, I think, the Hall of the Present, but he said no one could have beat him back then. And he and Valdeskar are thinking about retiring and are searching for newcomers, but obviously we can't help since we are busy saving the world. So he advises us to go into the Hall of Mirrors to see our futures. He also gives Charlotte some Valdeskar jerky, but since she's vegetarian, she only pretends to like it, and she succeeds. She says it would be even better than chicken, and Conan says that chicken must be different nowadays, since chicken would be very good. And then we advise Bonecracker to stay in the library as an assistant, and so she wants to go into the Hall of Mirrors to see her future, to see if it would fit. She also has gotten further with her writing. She has written some poem about a cat, and yeah, very tragic ending. And then, and then we talked to the 3 guys who previously contacted us via telepathy, and some of us recognize them as Githyanki. They're on a hunt called Eregma, and they must kill the Illithids, so the Mind Flayers, and it is like a ritual to pass into adulthood. So the Illithids and the Githyanki are lifelong sworn enemies. And besides that, they're also looking for a new home. Typically for them, it's like the body of a dead god, and their house, their former house, has been overtaken by the Black Mold. And as the Gith go into Delyn's mind, she doesn't like that, obviously. The Gith calls her a pet, so she turns into a tiger to intimidate them. Ha! Who's the pet now? Super cool. And the Gith originally came to the library for information and the archives and for a new home. Since we saw 2 Mind Flayers in the Hall of the Present, we told them that, but the Eregma wants the Gith to kill at least one mind flare each, so 3 would be optimal. And the Gith want us to join them on a hunt, but we decline. We're like, we have to think it over, we have other plans like saving the world, you know. But we tell them that we eventually want to kill Zugmoy and maybe Jublex so they can have their bodies as home. The Zugmoy's baby would also work, but we're a bit hesitant on that. And Dylan also knows the dead child of Loth. But we're also a bit hesitant on that since that would open up some other problems. But if we would kill the baby, then we would get a voucher and they'd help us. And the Gith are also known for keeping their word. And their names are Grethith, Sorith, and Permith. um, but we want to discuss it first. Then Cracker notices the fiendish guy, and I wrote down she made a hornist comment because, she says, "Hey, do you know this guy Zenise?" And Zenise was like, "Just because I have horns doesn't mean I know this guy," which was funny. And then Dallin tries to sneak up to him, trying to find out what he's reading. And the whole floor is about planar activity, and it's like the fiendish region of extraplanar region, such as the abyss and the militaristic conquest associated with fiends. And this man is beautiful, And then suddenly Dylan remembers him as Trex. He's a fiendish creature. And then, like in a romance movie, Dylan pretends to bump into him. Of course, he helps her up. And she gets to know that he isn't having any luck with finding the books he's searching for. And he's looking for books about demons and their true names. We tell him about the Demononicon in our possession, but only the one Demononicon because we have two, but we're very possessive about it. And it actually is the book that he was looking for. But of course we can't give him to him because we want to save the world, and and he approves of that. And there are definitely 7 Demononicons, maybe more. And then Zenise also wants to read about Igvel, who was a very powerful archfey, who sought out demon princes and gods, had a vast collection of magical items, and knew a lot about like demon lords, and even got some, affection from demon lords like Fres Urblu, but she rejected them, which caused a lot of rivalry between the demon princes. And then we decide to go into the Hall of Mirrors. Conan assures us that it is only the possible future, not the 100% future. So we go into the Hall of Mirrors and we see our future selves. Cat with a lot of tea. Maleborn is like a lawyer with a book of souls. Bonecracker as an artist/poet. The Hyena Cups. One follows the footsteps of Bonecracker, more, sophisticated, and one is a fighter, a fierce figure. Drinkle is a beautiful woman with a very big tiefling man on her side. She also liked Trex a lot, but he looks a bit different. And then to our party, Dylan is short-haired and looking really cool. Moxie also has like a cool tracksuit on. Denise like all purple, all cool looking. It's like they're in a biker gang or something, really nice. Cracker is serving pizza, of course, and and Byleth is in the future a tiefling with a mustache, which confused her a lot, and worried her, but the mustache looks cool. So yeah, that's it.
Very good. Excellent. Did anyone want to add anything? Okay. And this is Charlotte, by the way. I hadn't got that sorted out.
Oh my
Ooh,
So cool.
gosh,
I
she's
love that.
gorgeous. Damn.
Looks like a paratrooper.
I wish I looked like
Mhm.
that.
You could.
Let me just get highlights quickly.
All right. Yes. So you've seen a possible future. The fate of any individual mortal, and even gods, is never 100% determined in advance. The fact that gods can be killed, despite generally being omniscient or fairly close to omniscient, tells you that nothing is certain. And since several of you are actual wizards who studied at arcane universities, you even know, of course, that Mystra, the goddess of magic and also a goddess of divination, was famously ambushed by a mortal, Cyric, who killed her and then became a god himself, also causing the spell plague, which was a terrible period in time where magic essentially went haywire, both arcane magic and divine magic. So, as with anything in the future, your choices can affect the outcome. And that's certainly true here. Cud, of course, is quite keen to embark upon his new entrepreneurial ventures. Mm, tea and money. Maybe I can actually boost the income of whatever I'm selling by putting in something else that also generates income. Hmm. I shall have to ask Delin when she's done perusing all those books. I don't know why she's so interested in fiends all of a sudden. I wonder if it has to do with that fellow Trags. Maliborn, of course. It does seem as if a future representing the dispossessed, I should say the wealthy dispossessed, makes a lot of sense. Hmm. Yes. Perhaps I should study the law. Now, you might ask, I thought the Drow were chaotic. What do they know of law? And that would be a fair question. I'll have to consult with some of the gods. We'll look at Moxie. I am learning slowly, but this vision of myself seems extremely capable, and I am not long-lived like the elves. If Moxie could teach me, and I could study at the library as perhaps an apprentice librarian, I might learn enough to begin to write down and record my people's history.
Mhm.
Moxie?
Of course.
And she looks at Moxie, and she looks at the rest of the party. She looks at the two little hyena cubs. And then she looks back at the party and says, That was almost too easy, wasn't it? Hmm, good. Uh, what is it you humans do? Oh, yes. It's a deal. And she holds up a paw, and then she spits in it, and she holds it out in front of Moxie.
Moxie kind of chuckles and shakes her head, but reaches out her own hand and shakes Bonecracker's paw.
It's
Deal it
all
is.
slimy and warm.
Yeah. She shows no
Good.
hint of her discomfort.
Good, good. You want to share a snack? And she pulls out what looks like a possible other femur and offers it to Moxie to gnaw on, presumably.
That's all right. I'm not hungry, but thank you.
It's good brain food.
I'm sure it is, but I'm not hungry. But thank you anyway.
Welcome. The two hyena cubs are sort of circling around each other and then looking in the mirrors at themselves, sniffing, and then coming back to the group. They don't seem to know what's going on. It's an interesting question how they're going to get from this to those. Drinkle seems lost in thought. She just keeps looking in the mirror where you can each see the image of her potential future self, and she's absent-mindedly stroking some strands of her hair with her two hands as she seems completely lost in thought. She says nothing. Does anyone else want to do anything or say anything? Have any observations, concerns?
I have a lot of concerns.
Like, no longer being Dragonborn?
Yeah, that's not cool.
Bleach,
I like my kind, you know.
electrolysis, bleach, electrolysis, wax, bleach, electrolysis, wax.
Black mold acid breath. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, I think you look
exactly.
fabulous, Violet.
What?
I think you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have to see, you know. But I was always really proud to be Dragonborn, you know, especially because I've made it this far.
I mean, that is quite the stash. We're not talking a full Tom Selleck exactly, but
The only good thing is that I always wanted to have hair, you know. So
and
I
now you
don't
have
care what hair it is.
now you have a surplus. It's coming out of every pore and orifice. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, how does Cracker feel about her potential future there? Does she feel like it's full circle?
Pretty good to me. Like maybe I'm the boss and I don't have to take stupid orders and listen to here, try this. Here, taste this. I lick a cat and everyone gets upset. You'd just be making pizza.
The pizza also looks good, you know.
Yeah,
So
it looked like good pizza.
Now, what would Cracker put on a designer pizza?
I gotta think about that for a bit. Maybe some thinly sliced dragon roast and some onions and peppers and various things, but yeah, mostly meat. With some
Halfling
meat.
anus.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Pickled halfling anus. Come on, they have
Yeah.
seafood pizzas.
It's like saying pineapple.
Yeah, I'd probably eat a pickled halfling anus pizza first before a pineapple pizza.
That was good.
There's nothing wrong with pineapple on a pizza.
No, I agree.
In fact, pineapple and banana peppers.
I thought you were going to say banana. That would have been
No, not banana.
Yeah.
Banana peppers, not bananas.
Okay. Well, I guess we all know where everybody's line is these days. So that was a good way of figuring it all out. Agamemnon is standing there looking in the mirror. And from the angle that you can all see, all you see are fluctuating images, as if the image isn't static at all. Now, with Drinkle, it did sort of bounce back and forth between several images. The rest of you mostly had fixed images, but there was always a little bit of a flicker. But with Agamemnon, the images seem to flicker back and forth without him being in it. But the one that seems most potentially ominous, worrisome, is this one. And he reaches out to touch the mirror. Although he is, of course, a simulacrum, he is intelligent. He knows what he knows. He can't learn anything new. But you almost sense for the first time, instead of his typically robotic response to questions, it almost feels, for those of you with fairly high insight scores, as if there's a childlike curiosity starting to blossom, mixed with some concern. I wonder what this means. If this is the library of his study, it would take quite an event to destroy it. It's extremely well protected by wards and magical enchantments. There are guardians that protect the physical presence and even those that extend into the astral plane. This is this would be this would imply a very serious event.
Is someone planning an attack on your library?
And he looks, and you see his eyes dance very quickly, left to right, almost as if he was scanning something at incredibly high speeds. I have no recollection of any concern that Agamemnon had at the time of my creation. But of course, the sheer fact that he is powerful and has access to rare magics, spells, and even some artifacts, although he tends to hide those in smaller demi-planes, could suggest that someone was after him. It is also possible that something has gone awry with an experiment, although Agamemnon doesn't typically partake of the summoning rituals that other wizards are known to utilize to attempt to gain additional power or knowledge, similar to the drow fellow we met in the Hall of the Past and his story regarding the others. It doesn't seem consistent with his style. He's much more interested in opening portals to other planes and traveling there and viewing, recording, learning on site. There are also experiments that occur in Silverymoon, but most of the most dangerous ones, with the exception of the disaster that you mentioned from your news article a few days ago in the Hall of the Present, most of the dangerous experiments seem to be conducted in the lower dark through a portal from Silverymoon to an area that has both magical dead zones as well as high magic and wild magic surges specifically designed for the purposes of dangerous but confined experimentation. Do you all know what the lower dark is?
No.
Well, it's essentially what you would think it is. It's the lowest section of the Underdark. We're currently, I believe, in the Middle Dark. The Upper Dark is where most of the deepest dwarven enclaves have their mining operations, gnome settlements, that type of thing. The forward drow outposts tend to be in the Upper Dark, and then their main cities are in the Middle Dark. The Lower Dark is hardly ever explored or used. There are creatures there. Some of them are intelligent, but very little is known about it in any particular depth. No pun intended, as my master would say. I wish, Charlotte, I know we are no longer colleagues, but if you could record this for posterity, I think that would be quite important at some future date to share with Agamemnon should you encounter him.
The potential destruction of your library.
Yes, it is
Right.
extremely worrisome. You've seen the library. It is very well warded. You remember there were at least 4 passwords just for you to enter, and you did not even have access to the main section. And I believe he cast most of the spells at the highest level possible, which would mean any attempt to dispel those spells would have to be cast at the highest level possible and still could fail. But the outcome of those spells failing is not this outcome. This looks like potentially those spells having gone off, and then the library itself was subject to further attack. It's impossible to tell from this image whether that was magical or some other source.
I'll write in my notes at once.
I'm sure Agamemnon would be grateful. What do you think about that little lady? Isn't that a bit odd that she would have such a strong image of another person when the rest of you did not? And why are the rest of you all wearing these bizarre clothes?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, you said something about being in a biker gang, but I don't know what a biker is, so is that a kind of thieves guild?
Um, Actually, upon further, thinking, it was like a divine thought that came to me. I don't know. I also don't know what that is actually, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. It's really weird, but it looks cool, you know?
If you say so. I have no opinion on the matter.
Hmm.
But perhaps is it fair to say that all of you do not recognize yourselves, at least the way you're presented?
Yeah,
Definitely.
that would be about right.
Well, perhaps it suggests that you must either step through or transform in order to achieve the next stage. The answers we
That's true.
seek may not be here, in this time, in this place.
I mean, the clothes did look kind of futuristic. Like,
Like, what do you
we
mean?
had this device that Dylan found. I think we had 2 of it.
Hmm.
It kind of gave me this vibe, you know? So,
There are many portals. Agamemnon has studied several of them. And there are portals both through space to other realities, as well as through time itself, in the same reality. Now, he has not yet stepped through a portal to a reality in a different time, but presumably that's possible. And perhaps other realities have developed at a different pace. If this black mold and the underlying cause of it, which is to say, this war or invasion by these demon princes, is threatening reality, not just for Toril, but across other planes and other planets. It is entirely possible that you would find allies elsewhere, or perhaps be able to stop it in other locations. Success is not always measured by the local outcome. Sometimes sacrifices need to be made for the greater good. We may even need to abandon this reality, this planet. Perhaps that's what my future image was trying to say. And you survive by going elsewhere. It seems a bit unlikely considering the others appear to have some positive outcomes. I suppose only time will tell.
I mean, we also don't know how far in the future it is, you know? So,
Yes, this is true. It is not a future Agamemnon has ever experienced, from my recollection. The uniforms or clothes that you are all presented as wearing, the equipment, he has never seen any of it. But it does look very nice. I think I should stay here and then continue with my research.
I'm hungry. That made me hungry.
Hmm. What did you call that again? A Pete Sa?
Ah, Pete Sa. Yeah,
Hmm.
Cessna made one once, and
Oh,
it put something really gross on it, but it was good. It was still good.
well, perhaps you will go into business for yourself and be very successful at it. Well, if I were that interested in food, I would certainly partake. As a simulacrum, I do require food, but it's really just to keep the energy going. I don't technically need to eat, but there's a certain amount of break time that I require. Mm. Shall we all go back to Sustas, or would you like to stay here a bit longer and gaze into the future, as murky as it seems to be for some of us?
I mean, we only get one view, right? So, I don't know, I'm happy with
Oh,
mine.
yes, there's only the one view. I suppose if you wanted to try it, you could try doing something to each other here and see if that makes any change in your futures. Shall we try on the Cubs? Perhaps if you beat them.
Oh, no.
Moxie like screams no.
Oh,
Kind
it's
of
not.
picks up the cubs and like walks to a corner as far away from Agamemnon as she can.
It's
Side
not
eye
meant to
glaring
be
at Cud.
cruel. It's just an experiment. It's you change the controls and then you see what the outcomes are. Gnolls and hyenas, from whence they come, are naturally very violent. Bonecracker is attempting to break that cycle, and by all accounts, it appears that she shall be successful if she continues on her current track. The rest of you are on your way to achieving something, although we don't know exactly what that is. But the cubs, being younglings, have the most potential to deviate from the path that they've seen based on current inputs. If we did something formative to them now, they may recall it and it may drive them in a different direction. And it doesn't mean that that has to be permanent either. One simply has to reverse whatever changes have occurred. And because they are young and can bounce back, they would most likely be unaffected. But it would give us an insight into how much the future can change.
Moxie's still glaring at him.
I think it's fair to say that you should ask Bonecracker what their society is like. He has a point. Even hyenas are very tough on their cubs, and gnolls are vicious. We will kill each other when opportunity presents itself. If one is weak, if the leader needs to be replaced. And in doing so, we often kill the cubs of those who have been excised from the pack. Giving them a bite now would not do them that much lasting harm. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I am on an enlightened path, and I feel that I should recuse myself from this experiment and go back to writing poetry.
Yeah. Children are, whether they're cubs or actual children, are not to be used for experiments.
Mm. And without saying anything further, Bonecracker looks at Zanice.
Just looking around.
Well, I mean, if they're shown violence at such a young age, then I think it's no wonder that most hyenas turn out so violent. But if we show them love, or if we are nice to them, then I think it's the most possible future that they'll become nice too, maybe. And if we give them some mold, maybe. But you know, love.
Only time will tell, but you're still not beating them for an experiment,
I
just
think
to
so
see if
too.
a possible future changes. That's the key word here. Possible. She kind of takes the cubs and storms out of the room.
They each try to bite Moxie.
She just doesn't seem to care. They can nibble all they want. She just walks away.
Okay. Sophie and Yvonne, roll a d20 each.
Huh? Okay.
Let's see if she actually takes any damage. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
So what is Moxie's armor class?
13.
He says in a very high voice.
13.
Okay, so they're both little, so they actually will have a negative modifier. The littler one, I should say, bites, but Moxie managed to wriggle out of the way because she's a bit of a dexterous, dancer type. The other one does manage to clamp on, and Moxie will take 1 hit point of damage from very sharp little teeth
Hmm.
with a
Take that.
lot of
Baby
bite
teeth.
force behind it.
Moxie kind of grabs it by the scruff, looks it in the face, and says, "No!" And then cuddles with it and continues walking away.
And it tries to bite your nose.
Well, we know which one that was supposed to be then. Little fighter there.
And as
But
you
yeah.
walk out, and as Moxie walks out, you see the 2 little cubs in Moxie's arms in the mirror change from the studious one and the little swashbuckler to slightly more adult versions.
Gross.
Yeah. At least one of them's going to be successful. Should Cud follow? Are we all staying? I don't know what to do.
Well,
Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go.
I think I might need a change of scenery. I've seen enough. I want to forget.
Okay. Cud likes Violet's new look. Same horns, more hair, like Cud.
That's true.
What did that talking funny bone say? High thigh.
I give him a high five.
And he looks confused because he's like looking at his thigh.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he like lifts his leg up, and since you're shorter than he is, when you lift your hand up, it's like just the right height for him to like slap his upper leg into you, and kind of like he pushes you back a little bit. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. And he goes around trying to like basically knee everybody in the face after that. High thigh, high thigh. Conan will come over and ask, so, do you want to all stay? We don't need that many assistants.
I think we're still. Does anybody need to look up any more books? Where are we off to next?
Well, if you are going to leave, you could help us before you go. There are a couple of things going on. I think I mentioned that there's a pile of books up there. I can't walk up the stairs. My knees are very bad now. Very bad. But if you could put them away, that would be helpful. And then there's that fellow over there that looks extremely agitated. I wish you would stop smoking. It's making a mess out of this place, and it's playing havoc with my asthma. Ugh. Or you could go, whatever you want.
I suppose we could help him put the books away.
Oh, I thought you would never ask. Yes. So it's just a small pile of books. I'm sure it won't be a problem. And then he points in the corner, and you suddenly notice that once Ustava moves out of the way, there's a gigantic pile. It's taller than Cracker, and it's wider than three of you together. It shouldn't take more than a day.
Uh,
Moxie figures since she's gonna stay and help Bonecracker learn that she'll might as well go start putting books away.
I suppose I'll help. I mean, after all, I've got to start reading more law books anyway. Perhaps there'll be something on the law of fiends. Drinkle kind of slowly wanders up there, but the whole time she's still looking at Trags, and she's absentmindedly fingering books, and then sort of slyly looking through her curls and bangs at Trags like she doesn't want to be seen, but she's so obvious about it that the rest of you who have ever seen anybody try to flirt surreptitiously all kind of face palm. And does anybody want to give her tips or tell her that she's a bit obvious?
well, Charlotte has no idea.
Moxie kind of looks at her and goes, "Just go talk to him, why don't you?" Ish.
No, I'm a wee bit shy. I can't. She says, which is very odd because she's like literally spilling out of her bustier. And whenever she laughs or makes any kind of a quick sudden movement, everything jiggles in a way that's so distracting that even those of you who wouldn't be the least bit interested in her are just fascinated that she's able to keep it all together against the force of gravity, right?
Moxie kind of rolls her eyes and goes back to putting books back on the shelf.
She's like doing that thing where you play with your hair, but instead of playing with her hair, she's like twirling a little bit of her beard. And for those of you who don't have beards, which is pretty much everybody, it's a little distracting. Like, ooh, that's that's weird. Yeah. Yeah, did I hear one of you say you were looking for something on drow culture? I think there's a book in there about drow culture and the demons.
Demons?
Yeah, demons. There's something I don't remember. My glasses I need to update my prescription. It's so hard to get a prescription here. Oh. Everybody has huge eyes, so of course, trying to get glasses that fit, it's almost impossible. But yeah, I read a book jacket, the back cover, and it said something about demons, and I don't know. Yeah, it's in the pile. You can take a look. Oh, I need to sit down, he says, while he's already sitting down.
Okay, I'll look in the pile for anything that says demons.
Oh, thank God. I thought she'd never get the hint.
I'm gonna help.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
So while you're digging through the books, I mean, some of these books are really beautiful, right? Some of them have gold filigree, they're encrusted with semi-precious gems. Some of them look like just incredibly badly water-stained or damaged or even blood-covered manuals or journals from various people who essentially didn't quite make it. There are the occasional extremely impressive tomes with the whole metal clasp over the outside that keeps everything bound together. Then, of course, as we discussed before, you've got stone stele and other various recording devices, scrolls, things that are written on something that would resemble vellum or papyrus, but of course you're in the Underdark and those materials are rare to come by. You do find something that looks very nice. It's kind of dark purplish. It's got a nice little cover on it. On the back, there's an image of a handsome drow. And there's a little blurb written by what Moxie the Bard might know is a publicist. And it seems to be talking about an artist named Ul Ertz and how he draws about demons. And there's some images and things of some of the paintings that might be captured inside the book. As any of you handle this book, you feel magic, a tingle. It's more than just static electricity. It definitely is magical. You can sense it initially, and even as you're holding the book shapes itself a little bit to adjust for the varying hand sizes in your party. Some of you, like Byleth and Cracker, are a little bit larger. Um, it also feels different, so that for those of you who appreciate a rougher, coarser touch, it seems to feel like that. Those of you who prefer more refined products, it seems softer. And the rest of you can see that it's changing depending on who's holding it. But the blurb sort of trails off in 3 dots and seems to invite you to open the book jacket to read the inside cover.
Don't look at me. Last time I opened a book, I killed a soul.
I'm gonna open it.
Thank God. It's like,
Moxie's trying to
how?
learn from her mistakes.
Better late than never, they say.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh no. No. Wait,
Oh.
I don't want Maliborn in there. He's busy doing his research. Okay, these 3 are going to be busy doing this. He's going to be hanging out here. These 2 are nibbling on part of Conan's
I'm gonna close it again.
robe.
Too late.
This thing.
You can't blame me for this one this time.
Getting my chart ready.
Man, you guys just have to go with the flow, man.
Aw.
You find yourselves, as you open the book jacket, you all suddenly feel you're drawn in, and you appear in this. It's almost logic defying the way the geometry and the physics and the architecture is all laid out. There are sections that don't seem to make sense. None of it really seems like anything you've ever seen before. And as you're standing there, you hear this voice. The great drow artist Ul Ertz, known for his drawings of the demons of the abyss, a simple scroll of which can easily fetch 900 gold pieces at auction, is less well known for his abstract sketches and studies. Taking color inspiration from the bioluminescent fungi and ores found throughout the lower dark, enhanced by experiments with hallucinogenic spores and topped by his use of interactive sorcerous illusions, Ul Ertz has produced unique works that showcase the intersection of his unfettered imagination, centuries of honed mechanical skill, and a chaotic spirit clearly guided by Loth herself. And you see on the jacket cover a number of images flash slowly before you, almost like what you would call a slideshow, inviting you to read the book, open the jacket, and go through. But you are now standing here. It is blazingly hot. The sun beats down upon you. Those of you facing it can feel it on your face, and for those who are a little bit more fair-skinned, which is to say everybody except Zanice, you are starting to get sunburn already. Zanice just feels that it's extremely comfortable.
Oh, finally.
It is dry, it is dusty, and the wind blows through all of these structures, creating a howling, whistling sound like a chorus of spooky whistlers. There is also this fetid stench. It smells of rot. It smells of dry brush that's just baked a bit too long. And there's also a slight faint scent of cinnamon.
Cracker's stomach growls. Cinnamon, eh?
Follow Cracker's nose.
Yeah, let's track that smell.
Hmm.
I gotta get out of the sun.
I mean, I know I like my hair red, but I don't want my skin the same color as my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you are standing there, Moxie especially, I suppose, since she is a redhead,
Mhm.
you're really feeling it, right? It's so strong that at this stage you're actually starting to suffer from disadvantage on perception checks because it's too bright for you.
No.
I'm gonna go hide in the dark, in the
Like a
shade,
plan. Move to the shade.
in the
Watch
shadows.
me.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't mean to
good.
draw. That was me. Get rid of
And
that.
as you and as you move into the shadows, these creatures
Oh.
appear.
Oh my god.
Roll initiative, and then let's take a break.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
So good. Eh,
Mm. Son of a kraken.
boop. Wee.
Boop. Ooh, wow.
Boop.
The sound effects continue. All
It's
right.
not like he just booped them on the nose. Boop.
Oh no. Oh no. Did you really? Oh my gosh.
Wait, they don't have noses.
So basically you just you just stuck your finger in his mucous orifice.
Yeah, because I
It
was
kind of makes
confused, you know.
because it makes it, yeah, of course. And it makes a squelching sound like
Ooh.
and you've got like
Okay.
this green, yellow, sticky, mucusy thing with lumps on it on your finger.
Oh no.
It's really sticky and also really slippery at the same time. Yeah, good.
That's not good.
Yeah, well. All right, let's all take I don't know. Shall we do 7 minutes?
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Wait.
Hi, we hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back,
Here.
hold my
earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
Cool. All right, who would like to roll for our funny little snot dripping friends?
Sure, I will.
Yeah, there you go.
Just 3d20s.
Oh, just roll one. It's fine. We'll put them together.
All right. One.
Unless you
Oh.
that'll do. Yeah.
Moxie, why you do this?
I have no choice. It's the die demons. They don't like me apparently.
Snot kids. Just to make sure that we touch everybody's sensitive spots. We got the anti-mucus crowd, the anti-children crowd,
Anti-anus crowd.
the
Oh my gosh.
anti-anus crowd. Yes. I mean, does the fact that they look like children really give Zanice the heebie-jeebies? Is she disgusted? Is she angered?
Why? This is a nice place. Why, children?
Mm.
Daria, can I just say you're really coming out of your shell. I love it. It's
Mhm.
terrific. All right. Okay. Yeah. So Charlotte Sea Hauler.
Yes. Okay, so she screams and then casts magic missile. All 3 bullets on the closest one to her. So the one to the east. Yes.
Okay.
Pew,
All right.
pew.
She's got cute little pews.
Yeah, I gotta say, you're doing pretty good with the pews there.
They're so cute.
Yeah. Okay. It looks very badly injured. You might call it bloodied, but there's no blood involved whatsoever. There's just
Not
like a
dead
lot of.
yet.
It's green. It's yellow. Stuff is flying all over the place. You're literally covered in all of these weird, mucusy, oily excretions.
Disgusting.
Hmm?
Disgusting.
Yeah, but that's just the way they are. Maybe you're a little bit small-minded.
Oh.
Hey.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They can't help it, right?
They're born like this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, that's
Or
the
it's
end of my turn.
or maybe it's their culture.
It's
Okay.
not culture.
Snot culture. All hail snot. Okay, so they are going to. Well, I suppose since you attacked one of them, at least the 2 that are closest to you are going to try to go after
No.
you. Yes. You are. They're going to try to both. They're both going to try to independently grapple you. So let's have Laura and Yvonne roll a d20, please.
I got a
And
9. Hopefully.
and
12.
all right. And Charlotte, you can roll a d20, a strength or dexterity.
Strength or
Sorry.
dexterity?
Yeah, I should say athletics or acrobatics. So if you don't have any bonuses, it would still be your strength and dexterity.
Yeah. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. Why?
Okay, so that was your first roll. So that means the first one's gonna automatically grapple, which means the second one isn't actually gonna bother to grapple you. It's just gonna yep, it's gonna just open a little space and you see a little rift in the ground, and suddenly the one that grappled Charlotte is going to disappear in it. Bloop.
What?
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 Um. Okay.
All right. Charlotte, you're not dead, but you are you are you're covered in snot. You're kind of in this you're in a little bit of a tunnel and it seems very dark, but it feels hot. It feels like the same environment you were just in, but you're in what is a completely dark room. Charlotte, being a human, has no dark vision. And you can't see for the life of you.
Okay.
This one down here will go up to Moxie and I should create the little portal. And we'll attempt to grapple Moxie.
Oh no.
Oh, come on. It's your last game.
I know.
There you go. All right. 9. Yeah. Well, I feel like Sophie, you should get a chance to roll. Especially
Okay.
since Moxie killed Charlotte last time.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, so
That's
he
good.
misses, so completely misses, and it just like lunges for Moxie, misses, goes through Moxie's legs, lands on the ground, and then creates like this. It looks up and it looks very frustrated, kind of goes poop, and but it says it in Sylvan, so it sound what would it sound like in Sylvan? Doesn't Moxie shiitake? Okay, all right, shiitake, shiitake. and it just like creates this little puddle of slippery oil underneath itself in what is apparent frustration. Okay, Kraku.
Oh, sometimes role play is hard. Okay, my brain's doing something else, my real life brain, but I know Cracker's just gonna go mental. So Cracker flies into a reckless rage. Why did you take my new friend? And wings out at this one here with advantage because I'm recklessly attacking in a rage. And hello, Great Axe. Attack 1.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
And
Sorry, which one was it? The wounded one?
the injured one. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So, how do you do it, as they say?
Well, I just slice right through that little slimy neck, and its head pops off, rolls around,
Awesome.
and I have another attack.
Okay, and the portal disappears once you do that, by the way.
Oh, scheiße.
Oh, scheiße.
Hello.
Uh,
It was German.
but Cracker wouldn't even know.
Multiculturalism at its finest.
Cracker wouldn't even notice this or care because, portal, whatever the hell that is. And I'm just going to take a swing at this one here.
I suppose that makes sense. You've been hanging out with a Dragonborn, so you've been learning some Draconic the whole time, right?
Aw. Only the curse words.
And take a swing at that one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I think I might hit it. And 14 slashing.
Yeah. And, like its arm comes flying off. And it
slaps
shouts
me in the face.
And it hits you in the face and stings you, and you get sticky. And it just shouts out, Shiitake! I mean, in fairness, that's usually what people learn first is like the curse words of another language, right? That
Yeah.
and hello.
Yeah, if you're like me, you learn to turn those curse words into other words.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, speaking of turning words into other words, Moxie.
Moxie is going to look at the little guy that just screamed out at Cracker for taking its arm and cast Detect Thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure out exactly who, what, when, where, how, why. Because she really knows that she probably shouldn't attack things just because they pop out of nowhere. She's learning, but it's taking some time.
Okay. So the first the first thing that you know is that these creatures they seem to have been created within the artwork itself, but there is some sense that they're very upset because something has been desecrated or defaced. And so they're attacking you because they want to protect their home.
All right.
Anything else for Moxie?
Other than yell at everybody else to stop.
Okay.
Just one word, stop.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. Byleth?
I have this cantrip message, and I'm gonna post it, but I couldn't reach Charlotte with that. Could I?
Well,
I
it says you have to
could cast
point your
this-
finger toward a creature.
Yeah. Okay. And that's maybe a bit. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
you don't see Charlotte. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
I mean, you could do it through solid objects, but no, I get it. Okay.
Oh no,
Mm,
I so you have to so just to be clear, so you would need to know the direction Charlotte's in. So if you wanted to use your action to try to cast message, I will now if you look at this environment, right, there's obviously it's not quite, fully three-dimensional. You might be able to assume rightly or wrongly that you don't have to worry about what's underneath your feet. But there's definitely both 360 in terms of a two-dimensional range around you, but there's also different levels of height. But I would say if you really wanted to try it, it's because it's a good idea. I will let you roll a d8, and if you're anywhere near close, then maybe the message will go through.
Well, okay. I will try my luck.
Okay.
Especially because Moxie said stop, so gonna
Okay.
try to do other things.
Yeah.
1d8.
Yep.
4?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Oh yeah.
What?
Okay. What's your message?
Charlotte, where are you? Are you all right?
Okay.
That's
And
it.
Charlotte can respond. Does Charlotte say mom?
She says, "Help!"
Oh no.
That's helpful.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you can respond like a full sentence. It's
Oh,
like it's part of the spell. Yeah.
Okay. Vocally or like
Well, it's technically a
textually?
it's technically a whisper that it's kind of like a text chain between the two of you. But if you wanted to just do it, it's fine. Just say it verbally. It's fine.
I'll say that I can't see anything. I can't feel anything.
Oh, you
Besides
feel a
heat.
lot.
Besides
You feel
heat.
and slime. There's a
And
lot of
slime.
slime. It's kind of writhing. It's like you're not submerged in it, but it feels now Charlotte's kind of had a rough life. So she's never really been to a spa. But she did work on the piers, and maybe did Charlotte ever accidentally one time fall into a basket of freshly caught fish and octopi?
I mean, I can't say it never happened, but maybe.
It probably feels a bit like that. It's all slimy and writhing and oozing and a little bit smelly,
Oh,
but it's warmer
gross.
than the fish. So I don't know if that makes it worse or better.
Disgusting.
Charlotte's really not meant for the adventuring life.
Oh,
Apparently
no.
not.
I feel so bad. Well, now kind of knowing what happened to her or what state she's in, I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm just gonna go like behind the knees.
Good luck, Charlotte. So you sense that actually she's in this general area over here.
Mhm.
Because this is the direction you pointed. All right.
All right.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Yeah, good turn. Good choice of good attempt there. Nice. Zenice.
She's just confused why Moxie screamed stop and turn her head to her and ask why they are children.
I mean, in fairness, it's not even like Moxie was clear about stop. Like maybe she just meant stop to them, not to you. But yeah. Okay.
Why?
So that's
my
excellent.
option.
Yeah, and why? They're children. So since Zanice took a whole action to do it, I will allow Moxie to respond as a full sentence.
They're defending their home because they think we did something.
Okay. And if Zanice wants to like a single or 2-word response to that.
Fine.
Very good.
The disdain is so evident.
Absolutely. Disappointment even.
Like, dang it, I don't get to murder kids today.
Well, we still have almost a whole half session left, so. Okay. So Charlotte, you are in the dark. It is very hot. The air itself is dry, so I apologize if that was confusing, but you are clearly still grappled by whatever this slimy creature is. Plus, there seems to be more going on than just the grapple itself. You can try to break the grapple. You can try to cast a spell. You can't see anything, so all of your actual attack rolls would have disadvantage. Plus, you're actually grappled and restrained, so you would have disadvantage anyway. But that's it. There's only one disadvantage or advantage, right? So you won't have any extra penalties.
Can I try to wriggle out of the grasp?
Yeah, that's basically breaking the grapple.
Okay.
So that is only strength, though. So just so you know. Yeah, but if you had something like, I don't know, inspiration, you
Do I
could
still
use
have
it.
one?
Do you? I don't know.
No, I think I used one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any, so I'll just use strength, I guess, to
Okay.
try to break free.
Okay.
I want to break free.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to give you advantage just for singing. Uh, let's see. Yes, and that will succeed, actually. Well done. You break free. So you were still standing. You weren't prone, because it just dragged you through the hole. You're free. You're dripping, but you're also standing. What would you like to do? That was your action, but if you have a bonus action, if you want to move, if you want to do something else.
Let's see. Can I
Shorter.
hear the sounds of everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you were doing something like a skill check, that should be an action, but there's also something called passive perception and passive investigation and passive insight. So what is your passive perception? It's got its own bigger
11.
line. Okay. So, you have a sense that okay, so let's put it this way. You can tell which direction not to go in,
Okay.
if that helps. Like, sort of 50-50. You're not 100% sure exactly where you need to go or even what's in front of you. You could be right up against the wall for all you know. You literally can't see, right?
I suppose I run in the direction that isn't the direction I'm not supposed to go in.
Right. So, and just as a reminder for tactical rules, if you are exiting the immediate melee range of an enemy and
True.
so if you want to do that, that's fine. I just want to remind you that that
Mm.
rule exists.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll risk it.
For a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Susan, why don't you roll the attack?
Come on, get a failure.
It's her last time. Uh-oh. What's Charlotte's armor class? Human wizard? 12? And that's an 11 plus. Yep. So that's gonna hit.
No.
Okay, hang on one sec. Let me roll some dice. So that's 3 hit points of damage. They're not very strong.
Okay, that's not too bad.
And it bops you in the back. Okay, very good. All right, well done. So how far are you running? How fast are you running? Full speed? If you run half speed, you're basically being more careful.
I'll run half speed, I guess, so that I don't bump into anything and knock
Okay.
myself out.
Okay. So you run at half speed. You manage to avoid what is clearly a wall just as you're about to hit it, but you're running half speed. You kind of put your arms out. And as you do that, you sense a little bit of a change in the light. And you can see, you're not out, but you can sort of see out from where you are. Okay?
Oh, thank God.
All right. So that'll be your turn. The one that's behind you will continue running after you and try to it will try to grapple you again. Go ahead, Laura, and you can roll that one as well, Sophie.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so bad. Yeah, it's like the tentacles
Sorry.
almost like they don't have tentacles, but like the sticky hand literally comes over Charlotte's face and covers her entire
Oh.
face.
Oh.
There's like even a finger in your mouth, maybe.
Oh,
Like
no.
really awful, and one's in your ear. It's like really it's like the worst summer camp experience ever. Okay. And it starts to drag you back at the same distance. So it's dragging you back. So it's moving at half speed. So it literally drags you back to the starting point. The other one, seeing that Cracker decapitated its friend, I guess the other one is going to, yeah. Yvonne, why don't you roll a d20 for it?
11.
Okay. So it's going to keep fighting and it's going to attack Yvonne. Or sorry, Cracker, I should say. Daria, do you want to roll a d20?
Okay. 14.
Ooh. What is your armor class again?
15.
Yeah, so that's also going to hit, barely. And that'll be, 1 point of damage.
Ooh. This is like a half point?
Rounded up to 1 point, yes.
Ow.
You just got
She,
poked with a
she,
toothpick.
she said sarcastically.
Cut it out.
Was that you? All right, Cracker. It's your turn. You want to show them how it's done?
I'm listening to Moxie, and I caught the whole exchange there. Being that I'm still Cracker, I'm thinking, well, I should just grab this thing. It's just gonna hurt itself against my axe, so I'm just gonna grapple it. I'm not thinking, right? I
Okay.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sophie, do you want to roll the opposing?
This is a d20, right?
Yes. Oh,
That.
wow. Well, okay, so your grapple check, actually, so that's strength. Aren't you raging?
Raging.
Yeah. Well, you'll have advantage on that, but also, don't you have are you not proficient in athletics?
I am, and I
Okay.
thought I had to do a strength check. Sorry. Do you want me to do an athletics check?
Well, just giving the bonus on your athletics. So what was because you have +3 for strength, but if you're proficient, you should have like another +2
Another
or 3
3.
or something.
It's a plus
Okay.
3. Yeah. I'll
Okay,
go for
so
that.
that'll win. So you'll manage to grapple it. It's very very squirrely, but it manages to get out. You manage to get a hold of it.
Okay.
And squirming, and as you squeeze it, it's almost a bit like a sponge. It just kind of keeps the harder you squeeze it, the more sticky, slippery oil keeps like oozing out of its ears and its mouth and something behind it that you don't want to think about. And it's just like dribbling all over your arms and your chest.
It doesn't gross me out too much, though. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen worse and I've smelled worse. Personally.
All right. Moxie.
Well, seeing as that Crackers decided to hug the squishy one, she kind of looks at it in Cracker's arms and in a soft melodic tone says, "We did not do this, but we can help."
Okay. So that sounds like a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 23.
Oh yeah.
He's very charismatic.
Yeah, and it responds in Sylvan, which I don't know if any of you speak Sylvan, but if you're, it will say, also telepathically, um, don't kill us, don't kill us.
Moxie kind of looks at Cracker after hearing this and kind of nudges her, trying to get her to let him go.
Okay. All right, Byleth.
Is the comprehend languages from the library active in here? No, is right?
Oh yes, yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I think I just want to ask this one. Where's our friend? What did you do to her?
Ah, okay. Yeah. So you're already kind of in a advantageous position. So
Mm.
I will say that this one will just comply now. And it will what would it sound like if it was whistling for its friend? Shiitake!
Yeah.
All the words are shiitake. And you hear something respond from within the other structure, and this one drags Charlotte out. Basically got like one finger in Charlotte's nostril, one in her ear.
Oh god.
It's like a really nasty version of being in trouble with your parents. So there's a bit of a standoff. They've got one, you've got one. Zanice.
Give her back.
You can see the one that's holding Charlotte is conflicted. It's like spewing all kinds of greasy oil mucus all over Charlotte, and while it's trying to decide what to do.
Please.
And pushes Charlotte in front.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always be
Shiitake.
polite.
Shiitake.
Yeah,
Shiitake.
Shiitake. Maybe you said something about its mother. I think the pronunciation is not very important. You got to get the right inflection there on the syllables. All right.
Boy.
Well, everybody seems pretty much no worse for wear, except for the one that died.
Whoops.
Yeah. Oops. Cracker, like whistling while she like slinks into the background.
Just kicks the head around a
Still
corner.
holding the other one in her arms.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that combat's over unless you guys want to keep going. So what do you want to do now?
Release this one, and I push it towards its friend.
And as the two pass each other, does Charlotte glare?
I think he's too busy trying to wipe off all the grime and mucus, etc.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to help.
Yeah, and as she walks back, there's like this squelching sound coming from her boots, and you all
Aw.
realize that there's actually goop in her boots that's coming out over the tops of the boots as she's walking.
Oh no.
How do they have so much gunk in them?
Is that a rhetorical question or?
It's. I don't even know.
And then they just sort of stand there blinking, looking at you, like wondering what's the next step.
Crack her elbows, Moxie. Talk to them. Talk to them.
I was getting there. Sheesh. Keep your panties on. But no, Moxie kind of slowly walks over and kind of basically keeping her distance, kneels in front of them, I guess, trying to stay at their level, and just asks what happened here.
And they look at each other and they look at Moxie, and then they point to the little green blobs on the ground. And then they both make this sound.
Did somebody spit on the painting?
They don't seem to fully understand your concept of spit. You have to understand, these guys are like dripping stuff all the time.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming she sees this splotch in front of her.
Yes, you can see all the green splotches.
Okay. For giggles, she takes out a cloth from her bag and kind of wipes at it, seeing if it'll go away.
Whoop.
Do they react?
Yeah, they jump around a little bit. And they like keep oozing more and more. And then they grab Moxie by the hand, and then they invite her to do the same with some of the other splotches.
Okay. Oh, she's going to go wipe at some of the other splotches. Sunburn be damned.
Bloop. Bloop. Yeah. And you're slowly working your way towards cleaning up this this place. Well done.
See, she doesn't always push buttons. She cleans the buttons too.
Yes. And as you clean the very last splotch, you notice that the painting starts to feel, the setting starts to feel less and less real. The heat seems to be lessening, much
Hmm.
to Zanisa's dismay, presumably. And the feeling of the ground almost is sort of softening, like you're starting to sink into it. And you realize that you have moved into another painting.
Choose your own adventure paintings.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, somebody got nasty in here too.
Well, I think we know what to do. I pull an old bar towel out of my little bag thing that I have around my waist
Mm-hmm.
and get to work. It's no different than working in the pub. Clean it up.
Work.
Yeah, but of course it wouldn't be that easy.
Nope.
Oh,
It's
no.
not, but I mean, I think it is, right?
Yeah, you
Cracker.
definitely think it is. As you start rubbing away at things, a number of these things sort of pop out from the various what you would call windows and doorways. They're both curious and very upset. Yay! More combat!
Yay!
Now we've got snot teenagers instead of snot kids.
Gotta graduate somehow.
You know?
Ooh,
So
Moxie.
these are
I go,
wow, you guys are
I go from the bottom to the top.
I know.
uh-oh.
Still the same.
Let's see.
Oh. Oh, wah, wah.
Always 5. Oh, Charlotte.
Oh no.
Okay, and I
Snap.
were just.
All right. Susan, why don't you roll the initiative for our friends? Also a 5. Okay, they're gonna go last. So which one of you two wants to go first? Byleth or Charlotte?
Don't care.
I don't mind either.
Oh, come on. Somebody pick
Sh-
him.
Shall we roll again just to decide?
Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Okay.
Eh.
Okay.
Okay, Charlotte goes first.
Sophie, gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Right. Well done.
All right.
Moxie, you're up.
All right. So I guess seeing this one up here, we're gonna cast Detect Thought again.
Okay. Now, this one. The other ones were clearly intelligent. This one seems to have no discernible thoughts other than just eat brains.
Of course, I picked the one without the brains.
Well, I don't know if Cracker would be offended by that.
Hey, come on now.
You got more brains than this guy does.
Average intelligence.
Yes, you still
just
have more
don't-
brains than this guy does. You're more intelligent than he is. Or it is. They are.
So I guess that's your turn then.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Cracker.
Really close. And I was in the middle of cleaning this blob up. Did I have any success cleaning the blob up or no?
Well, you managed to get one square of it, but these are much bigger blobs, and as you can tell, they take about, they'll probably take 4 rounds per major blob. So you can do it, but if you do it during combat,
So good. So I'm going to move back here, right in the middle here, because I'm not sure what the heck Moxie's doing walking away. And I'm going to ready an action. I'm going to ready my great axe to swing out and hit something if it threatens anyone in this area here.
okay. So you're by yourself, basically.
Yeah, I'm kind of like off to the side. This is tricky. If I go here, I got these guys. I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He's
you'll
tired
only
of
be able to.
protecting Moxie.
Yeah, I'll only be able to defend from this side. There's just 2 on this side, and there's 1 on that side.
So you can hit anything that comes within your 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, cool. Zenice.
I'm gonna prepare a magic missile if anyone comes and attack us. Anyone.
Okay. Good. And Charlotte.
Oh my gosh. Let me think. What to do? Can I just quickly check something? I want to read. So how big are those stains in terms of bigness?
They're large creatures. So you guys are medium-sized creatures. They're the next size category up. They're like 9 feet tall. You can't really tell what their weight is, and plus things feel a little bit weird in here, but they look very substantial.
I mean these things. These
What, the blobs on?
splotches.
Oh,
the blobs.
oh, sorry. So they're the size that you would see on the map. They're like approximately 20 feet square feet, 20 square feet in area.
Oh,
So you
Okay.
can clean them up, but that's why it's going to take Cracker so long to do it.
okay, fine. I will also prepare a skill. I'll prepare magic missile, and I'll move down here.
To attack whatever is attack. What's your catalyst?
If they come too close, as in like if they come, how do I ping again? Like make a circle.
Just
forgetting.
left click, hold down.
Left click. Oh, okay.
Hold
They come
down.
like here.
There you go.
Oh, magic missile them.
So
all three
before they get
magic
into
missiles.
range. Okay.
Yes.
So you're specific. So unlike Zenice, who's going to target whoever attacks, you're going to target a specific area. Like they have to enter the area and then you'll hit them. But if they don't enter
Yes.
that area, you're not going to hit them.
Okay, maybe not just this area, but if they come within like here or here or here, can I
Well, give me
select
a-
multiple catalysts?
You can make it as generic as you want, as long as
Okay.
it's clear what the catalyst is. But again, I just want to make sure I understand what the catalyst is,
Yeah.
because it's always possible that something could happen that doesn't set off your catalyst, and then you waste a
I
spell
see.
slot.
Okay. If anyone comes within like 2 squares away, so like here for any of us 4 who are grouped up together, I will
Okay.
magic missile them.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's fair. Okay, good. So in that case, and this is a good example, Charlotte's catalyst was coming within a certain distance of the party, so that will go off first. So Charlotte will shoot her 3 magic missiles against this one first.
Yes. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, it's like you forgot the last one.
Did I send
what
them?
was
I
I
can't
saying?
even. Oh, did I send too many? I can't even.
You did 4, so that's fine.
Oh, okay.
We'll take
Ignore
the
the
first
last
3.
one.
Yep. Okay, so pew pew pew, and then it's going to attack, which is what the catalyst was for Zenice. So it's going to finish its attack first. It's going to try to hit Zenice. It reaches out with a long, bony arm, if you wanted to call it bony, because it doesn't exactly look like something realistic, and tries to just come with an overhand right on top of Zenice. Go ahead and roll the attack roll, Laura. And Daria, what is Zenice's armor class, please? Yeah, but this thing's pretty big and strong looking.
11.
Oh. So it's still going to hit Zenice with a, let's call it 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Wow. It's like, okay, that works.
Okay, but now you can do your 3 magic missiles.
Pew. Pew. Pew.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. Okay. These 2 will also shamble up. They don't look the same, but they seem to behave similarly, so you're not sure what's going on with those. But that'll be their turn because they move very slowly.
Wait, the
And
other one's not dead.
which other one?
The one that we magic
Purple.
missiled.
No, it's not dead.
Damn.
Damn.
Hmm.
Is that Welsh?
No. Uh, I think
It's
that's
a
my interpretation of American.
Yeah. Cultural appropriation, some might say.
Yeah.
Violet.
Okay. They look pretty scary, you know. So, I'm also gonna attack them with Chromatic Orb. I'm gonna attack one. This one with Chromatic Orb. Fire damage. Yeah. Let's go. 16,
Okay.
12.
Yeah. Yes, so that's definitely gonna hit. And chunks of it are blazing away.
Pew. One big pew.
one big pew.
Okay,
Alright.
Moxie.
It's still not dead.
I'm not dead yet. Ah, la 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 la.
It's just a flesh wound.
I'm not dead yet. Come back here, I'll bite your bloody knees off. Alright. Well, 15-foot cube. Yeah. Alright. Well, we're gonna go ahead and cast Thunderwave.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
So on the one that's next to you.
Mhm.
Okay. As
Well,
opposed to the one that's already injured.
It's a 15-foot cube that originates from you. So anything within that 15-foot cube has to make a con saving throw.
So
That's
the
how I
way
read
it,
that.
yep, you're right, but the way it works is you are one of the corners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yep, we'll just send it that way.
Sorry, which way? I didn't see it. Okay, you're gonna get the injured one basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So go ahead and roll its con save. Pretty big.
Son of a kraken.
Yeah, it definitely takes some damage, right? Like you see chunks of it go blowing past you. But it doesn't seem to be moved by your attempts. Craqueur.
To here. And I'm recklessly attacking. And I'm swinging at this brains dude. You
Great.
need some brains? Fight this.
That is an
And-
awesome battle cry. That will hit. Yep. Okay. Zanice, you can steal the kill, get all the XP.
Let's see. Firebolt at the injured one.
Okay, so you are in melee range of 2 of these things. And it would definitely be disadvantaged because you're using an attack spell. A ranged attack, I should say. Saving throws don't get affected by that. So if you had a saving throw spell.
So let's do Mindsliver.
Ooh. Right. Okay. Does it need to have an intelligence?
Yes.
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll its save.
7.
Okay. Yeah. So it's literally just gonna crumple over, like the eyes kind of cross, you know, and then it just kind of the knees slowly buckle, and it falls down. And as soon as it does, the others disappear.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cracker high fives, Denise.
High five.
High five or high thigh?
High five.
5.
Oh,
Not that short.
Well, I thought maybe you guys could do like one of those chicken dance, you know, like the 2 guys, but they put their ankles together and they jump around in a circle. Maybe you haven't
Nope.
seen that. Okay, all right. I'm not making it up. It's a TikTok or something.
I have
Somebody's
to
done
look
it.
this up. All right, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
All right, time to go clean up some spots.
Yeah.
Scrub,
So,
scrub, scrub.
now that you've kind of taken care of business, you can work at clearing things up at a leisurely pace. It's hard, man. The thing that you notice is that it definitely smells like pumpkins.
Mm.
And once you have successfully cleaned the last of the spots up, you get that familiar sinking sensation, and you find yourselves drawn into the next painting. Oh my God, is this ever gonna freaking end?
You just had to open the book, Byleth, didn't you?
Well,
I was
Love
curious.
this.
it's fun.
I'm having a blast. It was just a comment.
Yeah, fair enough. All
Better than
right.
running ahead and beating things up.
Okay. So,
What the? Pretty.
yeah, it
Um,
looks like there should be a ground, but you're actually kind of just all floating in whatever this is. It looks a bit like the night sky, but it doesn't look like any kind of night sky you've ever seen. And there are these environmental things, kind of like stalagmites, but they're incredibly thin and narrow, and there's no ceiling from which they would have naturally been formed from the dripping of water. Equally, they don't look like trees or anything that would have necessarily grown. They look like they're probably minerals.
We're floating.
Well, I wouldn't say you're floating exactly. You're kind of standing. It feels like there's gravity, but you look down beneath your feet and there's nothing underneath your feet.
An invisible walkway. This place doesn't smell like nutmeg, does it?
It does. Well done.
Oh.
I
Wow.
think I know who defaced the book. All right. I guess I'll go and try and clean up these spots. Out damn spot.
Okay.
Ah.
All right, Moxie. As you approach one of these actually look like footprints now.
Yeah, they looked almost like paw prints of sorts.
And as you approach it, you realize that you're being drawn by some kind of, it feels a bit like an invisible force, whether it's telekinetic or magnetic, you don't know. And you're getting closer and closer to these sharp, pointy bits. Let's have a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Eat that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Moxie's quite dexterous today.
Stick that in your pumpkin spice latte.
Hello.
Stupid
All right.
minced meat with
Good
Rotha in it.
Lord. My goodness. All right, so you'll take half damage, so that'll be 4 points
Oof.
as you get impaled, but you manage to sort of wriggle
Oh
your
my
way
God.
out of it and dance out of the way. And you will be able to clean this up whilst you're there.
Okay, good. Because we're going to have to cast a healing word on myself. I'm not doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll take it. There we
Okay.
go. Be careful if you go to clean the spots. It hurts.
Yeah. There are a lot of sharp, pointy bits.
Anybody can clean up spots from a distance.
Everybody's kind of like hovering back there,
Measuring.
I mean,
giving Moxie
yeah.
the encouraging thumbs up. You got it, girl.
Yeah, well,
Keep
I
going.
think I'm just gonna cast my mage hand to clean.
Yeah.
idea.
It is a good
didn't even
idea.
think about that one.
I also
It,
cast Mage Hand.
it
Hell
is a good
yeah.
idea.
I
Yeah.
Why don't we
think
get
our
3 of
our
them
mage
going?
hands should high five, you know. That would
Yep,
be cool.
all 3 of them.
All
Just
three
kind
of
of
them.
go
Alright.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, so you successfully managed to get some of them clean from a distance. Not all of them.
That's a
This
range
one
of
you can
30 feet.
definitely get. Yep.
Oy, that's so close.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
as far as I can go from where I'm at.
I think you
Oh
can maybe
no.
get the next two, and then you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh no.
Mm.
Get your hands dirty and your faces bloody.
Can I swing my axe and just sort of chop a path down here for everybody to bring their little
Uh,
mage hands?
you can. So, okay, so that's an excellent question. So, one of the things is that as you are chopping away, you're also drawn to the other spikes. So, as soon as you cut one down, you get drawn to the next longest nearest one, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you basically will end up chopping them down and then eventually missing one, and you'll still be in the same place. Is that does that make sense?
Did I clear a little path though for maybe Byleth or Charlotte to come down a bit and get that last one?
With range mean. Oh, yeah. Okay. So first let's get through you chopping down these things.
Okay.
So for each one of these, you're gonna have to do 1, 2, for every 5 foot of movement, you're gonna have to do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like it's a total of 6 to get all 3 of these. So is that what you want to do?
Yeah, you mean that 6 dex saving
Yeah,
throws?
6
Okay.
stick saving throws to avoid
1,
each one.
2,
Okay.
3, 4.
Okay, slow down. Okay. Well, let's see. So, yeah, you should have enough hit points. Okay, fine. So maybe just
Have.
barely.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh my
so let's do the.
Throw a healing word in the middle of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the first one you failed, right? And that's gonna be 9 points of damage.
I take all of it because I'm not raging. We're not fighting,
Okay.
so I'm not raging.
Well, I mean, you can rage as long as you're still
Well,
taking damage or being attacked or attacking. So
I'm just
you could
thinking
call
I
it rage.
came out of rage because we were cleaning and I wasn't raging while I was cleaning.
Yeah,
You
you'd have
got
to use your other
angry and
rage.
mad
Yeah.
at the spot.
Okay, so I could say
Okay.
I'm raging. You would allow me to
Sure. Yeah. It's
backdate
like
that? Okay.
as long as
So,
as long as you can come up with a good excuse for why you would be raging.
oh, because I'm getting pulled in this direction and I'm just trying to chop a couple and I'm floating around and this thing's driving me nuts.
Okay. Nothing like somebody just should have used a coaster.
Like that. What should have used a coaster? Yeah, that's
How
it.
many times do I have to tell you?
Oh, wipe it off the table. The coaster. Yeah. There you
As
go.
a
Wipe
as
your
a as a
fingers
former
before you
bartender, I would have thought that would be your first reaction.
Yep. Grabbing
wipe
that
your
cloth
hands
out.
before you touch the picture.
No class.
Okay, so you take 9. I'll let you do all the adjustments for raging, and then you take 5. So you saved on that one. The 14 is going to be a fail, so that's going to be a full 8. The 5 is also a fail, so that's going to be the full 13. And the 16 will save, so that'll be 6 instead of 12. And then you can do one. Have you kept track with the math? Do you want me to help you?
I think I'm down to 13. Oh, sorry. I think I'm down. I'm a little bit lower than I was before.
Here,
And
You're
have
a
some
little
back.
bloody.
that's why I wanted you to just take it in strides because I wasn't
Sorry,
sure you
sorry.
would get there. Yeah, that's okay. So that was your last. So your next deck save is your final one.
Oh, and did I take the healing word in between? Or
If you
am
want to,
I?
yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah.
One more deck save after your 7 points. Okay, so you save there, and you're going to take half of that, so that'll be 4 points, and then you can do whatever you want to.
Okay.
Down to 2, basically. Okay, so yes, now there's a path, and who wants to have the honor of getting rid of the last few bits?
Well, since the path is nowhere near Moxie, Moxie's not moving. So it's up to you, ladies.
Yeah. Is Moxie like stuck on one of these spikes like a really awful pantsing?
She's kind of like hanging on, just like holding on to it, like she
Oh,
would
okay.
like the mast of a ship.
Okay.
I feel like Peter Pan. I believe I can fly.
Right. Not because she got like a horrible wedgie and was hung from
Nope.
her underwear on the fence, the schoolyard fence.
Nope. She's a
Okay.
little more dexterous than that.
Okay, cool. All right. Yes. And despite the fact that there isn't a visible floor, you all feel the same sensation of the environmental effects slowly dissolving away as you move again.
It's like adventures in babysitting, having to clean up after dirty children who put their grubby fingers on everything.
So, the first thing you realize is there are not many prints here. The second thing you realize is you're fucking drowning.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
Great.
There is
Great. I was just going to
literally,
drink something.
you are
Damn it.
literally underwater. There is no visible sky. There is a light source, but you can't tell where it is or how far it is. Everything that you would expect from being underwater is happening here. You can't breathe. Your movement is cut in half. You're not swimming exactly. You're not sinking. You're not floating. You're just kind of hovering there on your own. But in order to move, you basically have to do something like a swim move. You can't just walk, which is why your movement is cut to one half, unless somebody has a swim speed. Does Byleth have a swim speed? I don't think so. Right?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. There are, of course, creatures moving around off in the distance. Despite being underwater, the water's extremely clear. You can see light sources off in the distance, aside from the overhead light source. There seem to be signs of, you can't tell for sure, but it looks almost like it's some sort of civilization. There are these gigantic creatures that you might call something like fish out in the distance. And as you are floating there, drowning slowly, a rather large creature comes up and starts investigating you.
Nah, that's a creepy fish.
Hey,
I didn't say it was you were creepy. I said that's a creepy fish.
hey. Well, on that note, he's gonna have a little nibble at one of you, so you might as well roll up, initiative.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll show
Can't
you
breathe,
creepy.
can't fight back.
You can fight back, you can breathe, you can hold your breath. You just can't hold it for very long.
What about verbal spells?
Yes, that's the funny thing, isn't it? As soon as you start speaking any verbal components, you're no longer holding your breath. So the rule
My
is there's nothing about being underwater and holding your breath specifically stops you from casting a spell. There are certain spells that are fire-based, where somebody receiving damage would automatically have resistance to the damage because you're underwater. But in and of itself, being underwater doesn't stop you conducting any of your actions. However, once you open your mouth to speak, once you open your mouth to cast a spell with a verbal component, you are no longer holding your breath and you are actually drowning, which means you literally have just seconds to live. And then you go unconscious. And if you don't get out of the water, you can't actually be healed. So even if somebody could give you a healing potion, you can heal whilst you still can't breathe. Okay?
No shit.
Is that Welsh?
Probably in some dialect.
All right, we're going to call this guy Insulted Fish.
What? Insalted fish? Like he's salted on the inside? Ooh. Fish jerky for dinner.
Insulted.
That's hilarious.
Insulted. Yeah, there you go. All right.
I thought we had a potion of underwater breathing, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it
Oh.
is. I'm looking in my bags. I'm rummaging in my bags. I'm rummaging.
No. Oh no. Oh,
I'm
that's
rummaging.
a shame. Oh, that's so. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't have anything, so I'm panicking.
Okay, so if you know where it is, then you can find it. If you don't know where it is, then I don't know what you
Not in
do.
my bag. I don't know where it is.
So what is the initiative for Mr. Insulted Salty Fish. Daria, roll a d20.
3.
All right. Yeah. He's so upset about it that he can't get over it. He's distracted by being called ugly.
Salty.
Yeah. That's
He's a
literally
little
what
salty.
that's literally his
great.
name. Insulted Salty Fish. Okay. Cracker, are you looking for a potion or not?
I'm rummaging. I'm looking for a
Okay.
potion. Like I have a funny memory of, something about water, and I don't know, Dylan said something about keep this, but I don't know if I did.
Is it on your inventory? Is it
No.
in where else might you look for it?
Well, I wouldn't have it. If it's not in my inventory, I wouldn't have it.
Okay.
It would be with Dylan.
Or
Need a hint.
what?
Bag of holding?
Doesn't Dylan? But Dylan has the bag of holding.
Whoever said that is drowning now.
I don't have the bag of holding.
Not only are you metagaming, you're talking and you have to breathe to talk.
Sorry.
No, psychic stuff up.
It's not allowed.
I'm pointing at my head, and I'm like shrugging, and my arm, like I'm doing this, and I'm like pointing to my mouth, and I'm pointing to my
Okay.
head. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll let this one slide as a warning for all of you. So where are you looking? If you think it's in the bag of holding, you have to look in the bag of holding inventory to find it. And if it isn't there,
I thought I didn't have access because Dylan has that.
so the way I'm going to do it is the bag of holding is a communal bag of holding. If
Okay.
somebody's out, we'll just assume that you have access to it because
Okay, then I'm digging. I'm digging.
All right, but you have to find it in the actual inventory and then cross it off.
I know, I'm looking.
and list what it was used for when. So don't just cross it off. Like edit it so that we know what happened to it. Any luck? Any luck? Any luck? Any luck? Any luck? Any luck?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's your turn. Oh my God! 6 seconds. That definitely passed.
Man.
Byleth.
Okay, so I have one drow quirrell that's tipped in something. Could I just stab the fish with it? Or that not be possible?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called an improvised weapon attack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I guess in this case it's if you're stabbing it, it's a bit like a dagger, I suppose. It's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and roll a d20 because you're proficient with daggers, and it's very similar. So I'm not even going to penalize you for it. So you go ahead and roll as if you had a dagger attack, or that's fine. 15 is fine. Yeah,
And
that'll
then
hit.
1d4 plus 2, is it?
Whatever your dex is, or strength if you want to use strength, but
my dex is
probably
2.
okay.
So 5.
All right.
And it was tipped.
Yes, it was
Guess maybe it's
tipped.
poisoned. Hopefully.
Yes. So I don't think you would be able to tell just from the effects of stabbing it, but yes, I will keep track of whatever that was. So well done. And it definitely reacts, right? You jabbed it, you see a little bit of blood come out. It kind of squirms and moves really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else for Byleth? But Byleth had to swim up to it, right?
Yeah.
So now you're next to it. Uh-oh.
I'm next to it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
it.
Zanice?
Let's try maybe a telepathic speech.
Ooh, post it. Okay. To understand each other, you each must speak mentally in a language the other knows.
But comprehend language from the library?
Yes, good point. This is a fish.
Well,
Unfortunately, it doesn't actually have a language. It's genuinely a fish. It does have feelings, though.
We have feelings too.
Yes, and he hopes that you're not going to drown your sorrow.
I can't take
Funny.
all these dad and mom jokes.
They're so great.
It's hilarious. I love it. I'm gonna miss it.
But you do get a sense that it really isn't that interested in you. It's just kind of curious about these weird smelling splotches, which you
We
can't
don't
really
see.
tell what they are. Oh, you don't see them?
Oh,
Really?
it's too dark.
Oh, have I not revealed the whole section?
Nope. Like the bottom half is very.
Oh.
Oh, did I not show you that?
Now we
Can
can
you see
see
that
it.
now? Oh,
Barely.
I am so sorry. Well, you know what? Jesus Christ, honestly.
To anyone. Oh my goodness.
All right, it's right there in front of you. Okay, it's literally just two of them, just like the two little red footprints from before.
Okay.
My goodness, honestly. Oh, it is dark. Why is it so dark?
It's just shadow. We're in a
That's-
circle. Circle of light.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that dark. Okay, I'll fix that in a second.
It's the circle of light.
Oh my God. All right.
It took away the spots.
It's
I'm
really
going to.
foggy.
I know. Just give me a sec.
Wait. Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Anybody want to do the biblical quote?
There was light.
Almost.
Let there be light.
There you go. Okay. So you sense that it's really just down here to sniff at this stuff, which even through the water, you can smell the smell of scented meats.
Bleh. Don't open your mouth.
Yeah, this hasn't been a good adventure for Charlotte.
Too much meat.
So is that is Zanice, does Zanice feel like she's managed to get something useful out of that?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Does Zanice want to swim around?
No more sushi.
No more kids. No more sushi.
Uh-oh.
Man,
Your
I
options
just
here.
swim to clean it up.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you've already used your action, but I'm going to let you get your rag out or whatever it is you're using.
Yeah.
What are you using?
A piece of my clothing.
Okay. Good. Yeah, Charlotte.
Okay, I guess I'll use disengage and just swim away.
Okay.
I'll swim down here.
Okay.
So is it like a bonus action to clean or?
It's going to be an action, but you can do that next turn.
Okay, I'll just end my turn then.
All right. As long as that nobody's actually spoken, you guys can. You're just holding your breath. It's very uncomfortable, but you're holding your breath.
Mhm.
All right, Moxie.
All right. Just gonna move over here and clean this spot.
And the spot disappears.
All right. End of turn.
Excellent. The fish, having been stabbed by Byleth. Thanks, Byleth.
I was threatened. I look creepy.
You were, yeah. It does look creepy. Absolutely. It tries to bite at Byleth.
Just
Daria.
try it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Daria.
use
Your portent?
no my shield.
Okay. Okay, so it's going to miss, so you don't have to use your shield. And as it misses, you realize how lucky you were because when this thing bites, it doesn't just like try to nibble at you. It's huge, right? It's not actually huge. It is actually huge. So it would have swallowed you whole.
Oh no. Okay.
Cracker, your turn.
Keep getting the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to draw lines on here.
Okay.
And I move over here and I'm gonna be cleaning as well. Grab that bar towel and scrub.
And as you scrub, you all feel that same feeling. Maybe Violet is even grateful for it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you find yourselves swirling a little bit while the DM makes sure that this one is visible. And you're spinning around, although you don't really feel nauseous or anything. You just have the sensation that you're spinning, very slowly and also descending. And this one doesn't feel anything like the others. There's no environmental sense. You just feel like now you really do feel like you're floating. And there is what appears to be a network of lights beneath you. Some of them are twinkling, others seem constantly on. They're different sizes and shapes. There seem to be pulses that travel from some of the lights to the other lights. It looks a bit like a spider web, to be honest with you. And you come up behind a creature that immediately spins around.
Mhm.
And in one of its tentacles, it's holding a little cup from Susna's with a straw sticking out at the top. And just looks at you and goes, and it sips from the cup and goes, and you can see a little drip of liquid from the bottom of the cup. And you all sense a telepathic message. Oh, visitors. I thought I was the only one seeing the art. You're
Seeing
no
the
longer
art or
drowning.
dripping off all over the place, all over the art.
What?
Can I
What do you
can I go
mean?
up to it? Can I go up to it and
Yeah,
pass it
you
my
can
bar
move.
towel?
And it
Here,
just watches while you do that.
you're making a mess.
And then suddenly it seems to notice that it's dripping from the bottom of its cup. Oh, I was wondering why it was all sticky. Thank you. Did you like the art? Very realistic. The illusions are amazing.
Sick. As I drink a health potion.
Of course, if you know they're illusions, it's not quite as intimidating, but it's still fun.
A good fight. Some good battles. I'm trying to think of what my favorite one was. I think I liked I liked the sensation of floating. That was pretty fun, except when you go down. That was not as fun.
Mm.
You know what, the spiky things? Did you go in that one?
Yep. I just didn't go into the spiky bits. I mean, why would you go into the spiky bits?
Oh, I thought
But
maybe, well, if you're here, something got stabbed because it left blood everywhere.
oh, that one. No, well, they're illusions. You just have to disbelieve them, and they don't hurt you. Oh, did you believe they were real? Oh, childlike you are. So sweet. And it reaches out a little tentacle and gives you like a patronizing pat on the hand.
Smile and regain all my health points.
God loves a trier. So, what are you doing in this book of Ul Ertz's artworks of abstract design?
I don't know. I just followed them. Moxie, you explain it.
What am I explaining? I'm not the one that opened the book. Somebody said something about demons, and then they got curious about the book and opened the book. Wasn't me
Yeah.
this time.
Look
Oh.
cool. I like the art.
Yes, he's quite talented for a chaotic creature.
Know anything about him?
He's a very famous drow artist.
That's it?
That's all you know?
Well, I read the book jacket cover.
So did we.
Well, then you know what to do. What are you asking me for?
I don't know.
How long have you been in here?
And it looks at its cup. I guess about a couple of hours. these things are really, really filling. Did you try this? It's amazing."
No,
And
they
he
ran
offers it
out.
to everybody.
I take a sip because I didn't get a chance to try it.
Moxie kind of
Okay.
hugs Charlotte. It's okay. It's okay.
She's like
Keeping your-
shivering in her arms.
It's okay.
Yeah, and as Cracker sips on it, like you get like it's like getting a boba tea, but there's nothing left except the boba. So it's just like it's stuck, and you have to suck really hard, and then it's just like one gigantic explosion of you know um, solid material that comes out of the straw and like sort of assaults your mouth, and then it's very chewy,
This is great.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And it kind of looks at you like it wants its cup back.
Mm. I'm still drinking it.
Excuse me, and it gets very, very it seems to get a little bit agitated. The colors start to change from sort of a light pink purple to a little bit darker purple, and suddenly you all smell this horrible stench. Everybody roll a dex save.
Oh no.
Not again.
Did it just fart on us?
Oh man. I hand it back.
Well, I guess it's appropriate that Cracker is the one that really gets it in the face, along with
Yep.
Charlotte. And the two
No.
of you smelled absolutely you smell like ambergris. If you know what that is, it's awful.
It is.
What do we smell like?
Amber grease.
What is that?
Well,
What is that?
I'll let you guys Google it later.
I'm just gonna put the scent I got over it.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Well done. Yes. And now suddenly those of you standing right next to Byleth can only smell cinnamon. But everybody else, but Cracker is still covered in what smells like fishy, oily,
Ah.
rotting.
Come here.
I don't think you want me near you right now.
Yes, I do.
I hand
My
that
scent
cup
is
back
stronger.
and I head back over here.
And as you do, it manages to wrestle the cup away from your hand. And then it kind of like tries to sip on it, and all you hear is and then it kind of looks at the cup and then looks at Cracker and kind of squints its eye a little bit. Well, anyway. Yeah, I'll just get another one. So, what are you doing here other than enjoying the art? Did you know that it was illusionary art? It sounds like you didn't really read the book jacket cover.
Somebody thought they were pretty pictures, so open the book.
I don't know how to
Wow.
read.
Yeah.
Mm, I'm an art historian, so I enjoy these kinds of things. He
Are
was a
these all-
famous illusionist, sorcerer and illusionist.
So none of these are real places.
No, they seem to be figments of his imagination, although who knows what the inspiration is. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a place like this, or that, or the other one.
Moxie gets her light bulb again.
God, I could find the light bulb.
her eyes just get real big as she looks down at the spider webs looking things below her, and just two words come out of her mouth: demonwood pits.
Mm. It is possible. The last one with the aquatic creatures, it looks similar to what I've seen with respect to the plane of water. I mean, his interpretation doesn't necessarily mean it's completely original.
So that could be what this is.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. And it makes another smelly explosion. But thankfully, everybody's standing next to Byleth. And so all you briefly smell more of that, and then it's immediately covered again by the cinnamon smell.
Thank God.
Hmm. By the way, what are your names?
I'm
Oh,
Bella.
unless you're shy. Oh,
I'm
hello,
not.
hello.
Hello.
Moxie, and you are?
Well, my name is Holy Avenger. I know it's a bit self-righteous, but my friends call me Steve.
Steve.
I'm Cracker.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Oh, pleasure.
And he
Thanks for the drink.
extends tendrils to each of you and does like a cursory handshake. And all of his tendrils are like super sticky, which for Charlotte is like just par for the course for today.
She doesn't even attempt to take one.
Steve doesn't get offended, but he does seem to notice that Charlotte is a little bit standoffish.
Hmm. So, you're quite a eclectic group. Half-orc, tiefling, dragonborn, you human, and you are human. Oh, no, I see the ears there. Half-elf.
Moxie kind of rolls her eyes in a don't remind me kind of way.
It's you're all speaking telepathically, so he immediately understands what you're.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just making an observation.
Not your fault.
Yeah. By the way, are those Githyanki still outside?
I think so.
I thought they left.
Did
Mind
they?
Flayer, are you?
Yeah, they're like somewhere in the library. Probably.
They're
Oh.
somewhere in the library, but they weren't in the room where the book was.
Oh, that's a relief, yes. What did you say about the mind flayers?
Are you a Mind Flayer?
Me? No.
And it sort of wiggles and jiggles.
I'm a flumph. How can you confuse me with a mind flayer?
I've never seen an adult one. Oh, I guess I did see an adult one. I don't know. I thought maybe they came in different shapes and stuff. I don't know much about them. What's a
Mind
flump?
flayers? Why, that's me.
Didn't we run into one a while ago?
Yeah, we did.
I thought so.
I didn't hit it, did I? I hope not.
No, I don't think
No.
you did.
Oh, good.
I should hope not. We're all very nice, gentle creatures. We don't tend to get into fights.
Remember, what was the name of that flump? He had a name.
Well, of course he did, or she did, or it did. We all have names. And don't ask me if I know him. It's not like all flumps know each other.
Oh, no. I was just trying to remember his name.
That would be very flumpfist.
Make that same mistake again.
Yes. So you think the Githyanki left, but they're not. They're still in the library. Maybe I should hang out here a bit longer. If only I had some more of this drink to keep me going.
What do you want to do with the Githyanki?
Yeah, what are you afraid of?
Well, they kill me. They would kill me if they saw me.
Why would they kill a flump?
Well, so technically, I'm just drinking this because I like the flavor. But for me to exist, well, I mean, it's just a little tiny bit that nobody ever really notices. I kind of have to siphon off some of somebody's psionic energy. It's not a lot. Most of the time, they don't even notice. But I have to stay close enough to somebody with some kind of psychic or psionic capabilities to keep going. And it can be a little tricky. The mind flayers, the Elithids, they don't really worry about us, but the Githyanki, they seem to really take an offense at it. They're a bit touchy, those groups. I don't know. I think they need a bit more fat on their bones. That's a shame. If there was some way you could get me out of here without encountering them, or could I pay you for protection?
How cold can you survive in? Like, can you survive in a really cold place?
Are we talking about emotional cold? Because I was married for years.
No. Physically cold.
No. No. I mean, occasionally I could. I like to take a dip in the ocean when it's still springtime, but I wouldn't go much colder than that. It makes my it makes my tendrils shrink temporarily.
Embarrassing. Okay.
I'm just as my tendrils are just as long as any other flumps. I'll tell you right now. I don't have any problems in that department.
Good
And
for
he
you.
starts turning purple again, and he like does another spray.
You can't do that in the library.
I know. Conan's already told me off once. I think he was putting up a sign the last time I looked. No children or flumps allowed.
This guy seems pretty harmless. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Gotta be careful though. The pups might start chewing on his tentacles.
Oh, I can hover a bit higher. I don't have to. When you say pups, you mean like dogs?
Hyena cubs.
Oh. That's fine. I can hover up as high as I want. And he just suddenly goes boop 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 boop.
Probably can't disguise you. You know, a hat and a mustache. They'd never know it was you.
I have been told I look good in the hat. And here, I'll do this for a mustache.
And he takes a tendril and literally like drapes it underneath his eye horizontally.
Yeah, that'll fool anyone.
Right?
Yeah.
I went like
yeah.
this for a party one time, and it was the rage, I tell you what. Well, I'll let you guys think about it. I guess I'm stuck here until we figure out whether or not the Gith Yankee have left. Maybe
know
we
how to
can
get
pick it up
out?
after. Oh, yeah, you just head to the door. Right there. Gift shop's on the left.
Okay.
But you're not
I-
going to leave me here, are you?
I think we should take him with us.
Oh,
okay.
please. I don't want
Okay,
to get killed by the Gith Yankee. They're mean.
And they
you
did
can
kind of
hide
take
in
off.
my room for now.
What did you say there, young lady with the horns?
You can hide in my room for now.
Oh, you've got one of the rooms. Yes, that's great. I don't mean to be picky, but I'm a light sleeper. Do you mind if I sleep on the bed and you can take the floor?
Sure.
Oh, that's very nice of you. I've got a bit of a bad back as well,
And he kind of like stretches, but then you realize he's literally got absolutely no bones in his body whatsoever.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy to buy each and every one of you another one of those pumpkin spice lattes as soon as we get to Cessna's.
Yay!
It's okay, Charlotte. You don't have to take it.
I'll drink yours.
Cracker can have mine.
Kind of pats Charlotte on the head and hugs her again. It's okay.
Right. Well, I guess I'll let you guys take a peek out the door, and then we can, if it's all clear, we can head out to wherever you want to go next. I'm just trying to get out of the library without being carved up by those crazy silver sword bearing skeletons. That's what I like to call them.
Moxie goes to peek out the door.
Coast is clear.
Coast is clear.
Oh, you forgot your. Don't want to leave that behind.
I had an idea.
Roll.
Yeah, you had an idea. That's a good idea. You could even. Oh, maybe I could borrow that. Maybe that could be my hat. Here, let me try that on. That works. Yeah, nobody will recognize me now.
Nope, not at all.
All right. And as you step out into the library again, Bone Cracker and Conan and even Veldiscar come up to Moxie, and Conan says, "Ah, you're back. Look, if you're going to stay as an assistant librarian in training, you have to get started. So I'm going to have to ask you to come with us, and we'll say goodbye to your friends some other time. Or maybe not. It's a big library. But we have to get started because, my knee is no good. I have to start looking to retirement and maybe getting a bit of a pension. I didn't really make any money here, so um, maybe I'll talk to that Minotaur fellow. He has some ideas about money." And that's where we're going to end today.
I'm gonna miss you, Susan. You're
I'm gonna miss
amazing
you guys
and
too.
fun to
Yeah.
play with.
I can't believe I've been
Yeah.
playing. I was looking back at my notes and went, "Holy crap! Has it been that long?" Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Susan, for giving us so much of your time and your energy and your creativity and your love. It's reciprocated. And good luck with your new career and job. And stay in touch. You can hang out in the server and everything, and we'll pick things up as and when everything gets settled down for you, and see how things go.
That sounds like a plan to me. I will
Okay.
definitely reach out.
Okay. Sounds great.
Very nice.
Okay. So, and everybody else, thank you very much for a lovely session. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it interesting.
Hmm.
And
Cool.
and we will pick up next week. Have a lovely week, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
Good luck with the
Bye.
show.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.